I invite you to close your eyes and begin to do some deep breathing up and down your spine, straightening your spine and then sending a cord down into the earth and a cord up into the sky so that you're plugging into these two beautiful sources, earth and sky. Breathing your body awake. And in your mind's eye, imagine that you are going to your very special sacred place. This could be your inner temple, wherever you spend a lot of time in meditation, a place where you feel very, very safe. And you're walking into a beautiful landscape, and you can feel that you're walking toward your tree of life. And this is the tree that you've been building over many, many, many lifetimes. You've had so many interesting experiences over time. And your heart is beating, and it's like a beacon because your heart knows exactly where your inner tree of life is. And you're getting closer and closer to this sacred space. And there up ahead, you see your beautiful tree of life. It is healthy and strong. You can see some of the roots going out, and you can see the beautiful trunk that is so strong and all the green-leaved branches. You might have a very particular kind of tree. Maybe it has different branches, different fruit. Your tree can look any way you desire. Imagine now that there is a magic door into your tree, and it opens, and your beautiful tree invites you inside. So you step into your tree of life, and the door gently closes, and you've got plenty of room, and there you are energetically inside your beautiful tree of life. And imagine that it magically grows big enough for you to climb down into the roots underground. And the roots, you can see, are super healthy, and they are in the earth, and they're soaking up the nutrients from the earth. And the root system is just vast and strong. And as you just gently sit in your root system, feel how all of your roots are connected to your past, to the memories of this lifetime, positive, negative, good and bad, light and dark. All the memories are here. And you can see and feel that your roots are connected to your family of origin and your ancestors. So show some gratitude for your ancestral tree that has provided roots, DNA, certain patterns, good and bad. You've worked on a lot of the bad ones. You've replanted a lot of those roots. And your roots are also connected to your family of origin that you've created, and or your beloved, your beloveds. So just take note of the roots that are connected to the people that you're very intimate with. And they're connected to the other person's roots. So check in with your roots and see, are your roots okay? Are they too enmeshed with other beloveds? When your beloveds feel a crisis or their tree is shaking, does it shake your tree? So check in. Do you need to feel a little bit more separated? You choose. It's up to you how healthy your tree is. your tree roots also are about your choices of healthy self-care. So check in with yourself. Are you taking good care of yourself? Do you have good, healthy routines? How is your tree being fed and nurtured on a daily basis? So do some clearing and cleaning if you need to. Some new commitments to yourself to make sure that your roots are incredibly healthy. And now climb back out of the roots and up into your trunk. And imagine that there is a beautiful throne that you can sit in right in the middle of your trunk, and that is your trunk throne. You own this trunk. This is your trunk. So feel the solid sense of self. Feel your confidence, your adult self. Are you navigating every day as the adult? Are you taking charge of your life, making good decisions? Are you an emotional adult? And in your trunk, there are also some helpful sub-personalities that are helping you strengthen your trunk, strengthen your truth, strengthen your mission and purpose. So are you living with integrity, honesty, compassion, discipline? Do you know what your soul's mission is? How comfortable do you feel sitting in your throne, commanding your tree of life? Are you being 100% honest with yourself about yourself? Now, you chose to come in a time when there was maximum chaos in the collective. Ask yourself now, why did I choose to come at this time? What did my soul want to learn? How am I here to be part of the Aquarian age? If you need to make any adjustments in your captain, if you need to step up more or be stronger captain, then make a commitment to do so. And now climb up into the branches of your tree, way, way, way up high. Climb, climb, climb. Now you're way up in the top of your tree of life. Your branches are reaching out, their leaves are turned to the sun and sky and air. And feel all the nourishment that your branches are taking in from above, from the sun, from the stars. Collective nourishment from spirit. And you're taking in that nourishment, feel it coming in from these much bigger sources. And it's feeding your tree, nourishing your tree of life. Let that nourishment come in. Connect yourself with spirit and feel all the support you have from spirit. Now your branches are living in another time. They are in eternal time. They are reaching to all your different timelines, to the different lives that you're living right now. lives where you're masterful, lives where you're learning something, maybe lives where you're struggling with certain things. It's all good. You're learning. Open every branch, every timeline, and ask your other selves with so many gifts to come into your tree this lifetime. Call those lives forward right now. All the wisdom is pouring in, all the understanding, all the gnosis. It's pouring in, informing you of how many lifetimes you are living and all the wisdom you've been gathering over time. This is where your wise higher self resides. So as you're in your branches now, feel yourself as the wise higher self, looking down on your trunk, looking down on your roots, having a bird's eye view. Would you like to make any adjustments in your tree? When you tap into spirit and divine self, these frequencies are very refined. Feel into the frequencies of light and love, of wisdom, creativity, liberation. These are all the superpowers from the spirit. Much higher resonance. Sometimes in your tree you get frustrated, you get angry. Those are lower resonances. And those resonances are generated in the roots of your tree. So feel how you can bring the higher resonance from your branches. Just let that food and that nourishment and that frequency filter all the way down your tree to your roots, so that your roots are nourished by higher frequencies. Now feel your tree, your whole tree. You are inhabiting your entire tree of life, roots, trunk, and branches. Feel how strong it is. And when the storms of the collective are blowing everywhere around you, don't let your tree shake all over the place. Stay very, very strong in your central pillar. Resonate with your divine self. You know who you are. You're not what the collective defines you as. You're a divine being. And now, together as a group, let's visualize that there is a massive tree of life that is the tree of our particular nation, the United States of America. Imagine a map of the United States. You're looking at it from a bird's eye view. And we're going to build a tree. So imagine the roots of this tree centered in the Midlands, and the roots of this tree are going all the way out to the Pacific coast and the Atlantic coast, all the way down to the Gulf of Mexico, all the way up to the borders of Canada, down to the borders of Mexico. And the roots of our tree go deep into our land. Deep, deep into the land. And from all of these roots, there is an enormous trunk, the biggest trunk of a tree you've ever seen in your whole life. And it's going up, 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 way, way, way above the states. And the branches are way, way, way up in the atmosphere. We have a magnificent national tree. And its original conception was a tree of equality, freedom, to live in harmony as a melting pot of nations coming together. We have a dream, and that tree is real, so give it some substance. We set up our nation on 3 branches of government, which are the 3 branches or the 3 pillars of the tree of life: the central pillar, the left pillar, and the right pillar. So our nation was set up to be a tree of life. So allow this tree now. Let's nourish this big, huge tree. Nourish it with your thoughts and your love and your spirit. And let's get all of the guides that are pouring their energy into making this a beautiful place to be. All the light beings that are helping our nation right now. Now, it's true that our national tree is shaking, and there's some shakedown going, but the original impulse of this tree stands. Let's nourish that impulse. And let this tree nourish the water systems of our nation, the great rivers, the lakes, the smaller rivers, the oceans that border. And see all the trees that are picking up these beautiful vibrations, and they are nourishing the land. The mountains, the Rockies, the Appalachians, the Sierras. Feel all the beautiful mountain ranges. And this tree is nourishing the land. Imagine the people of this land being nourished and nurtured by the original tree of life. Envision this tree as a successful experiment to live together this Aquarian dream in communities that support one another, love one another. And our nation is ruled by Cancer. It is a very powerful water sign. It's a sign of family and clan, so the best of Cancer is that we agree to nourish each other. We build community, we build family. So the tree of life with a Cancerian feel, it's a perfect recipe for success. So visualize the success with this particular tree nourishing every soul, awakening every soul to this Aquarian dream. Now let's all stand in the middle of this tree and look out from this position, look out on our nation. We all chose to live here. We all chose to be citizens. We all chose to be a part of this Aquarian dream. We're doing it in our own way. So how are you committed to liberty, freedom, the rights of every human, every animal, every tree, every forest, every river, every mountain? Everyone having a voice around the table, meeting together in communities with new ideas, sustainability. These are all part of the Aquarian dream. How will you contribute? Now come back to your own individual tree of life. And this is a place that you can return to every day to strengthen your inner tree. To strengthen your roots, your trunk, and your branches. And be committed to figuring out what are you doing here at this time, and what wisdom and experience can you bring to this moment. Let's just feel that Aquarian dream alive and well. So come back to center now and take a few deep breaths, feeling your strong tree of life, healthy, breathing, nourishing you. Come back into your body And then let's keep our trees open as we come back to this moment now. And when you're ready, you can open your eyes.